Hi, this is Pastor Dave. Welcome to Persistent Hope. Persistent Hope is a nonprofit that exists to find ways to share and show the love of Christ to the people of Southwest Iowa. We're always looking for ways to offer hope, and I pray that what I've shared with you today will bring you hope. Now, we're talking about when life doesn't make sense. And are you like me? Seems like the older I get, the less sense life makes. You know when life doesn't make sense? When you experience unexpected major change. Now, I talked with you Friday about sometimes that change is a loss through death. But it's a change and it's sudden. It can be a sudden major change, honestly, to your own body. I can remember being in my middle 30s and playing volleyball, and I've always been pretty good at volleyball, and I had a good vertical jump and I had real tall arms. And I knew this kid that I was on the other side of the net was getting ready to spike it. And I was about to show him that that ball was not getting by me. So I squatted down to jump up so I could block that spike. And you know what happened? As I squatted down, something popped in my knee. I don't know what it was. I hadn't even begun jumping up yet, but I'll tell you what, my knee wasn't the same for months. Sometimes a major changes our body. Sometimes a major changes with someone you love. Maybe they're just becoming a young man or a young woman, but there's change in them. It's not all bad, it's just change. And sometimes a major change happens in your job, in your classes, all over life. Do you remember the major change in weather we had a few weeks ago when it was so hot? One afternoon I looked at my phone and the feel like temperature was 125 degrees. Now look, I grew up in Arizona, so I know what hot weather is. But 125 degrees? Goodness. Not all major changes are bad, but all major changes make life confusing. It reminds you that no matter how hard you try, you can't control everything or everyone. If you're the kind of person who likes all your ducks in a row, nothing is more frustrating than trying to gather a bunch of wandering ducks that have gotten out of line because of sudden change. Change reminds us that life can be different so quickly. In Psalm chapter 46, here's what it says about God and about change. God is our refuge and strength, an ever present help in trouble. Now, listen to how verse 2 and 3 describe change, or when things happen that are like an earthquake in our lives. Listen to what it says in verse 2 and 2. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. Verse 6 says, nations are in an uproar, kingdoms fall, but God speaks and the earth melts. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. Look, there are no guarantees. Your life will never always be going the way you wish it would go. Change is going to happen, and sometimes it's going to happen quickly and unexpectedly and with great difficulty. And sometimes change is going to happen and you get it. It's kind of like you all have taken that first day of school picture the last couple weeks. Some of you, because your young ones started their senior year, you have that first day of kindergarten picture and you've seen the change. Change happens. You can't fight it because it's inevitable, but you can give your life to God and trust Him. You see, a relationship with Him doesn't change because He loves us. He sent His Son to die for us. He created us. That's one thing that never has to change is your relationship with God. And He can give your life meaning and purpose. Look, change happens. And believe me, I'm not a fan of change. But it really doesn't matter whether I'm a fan or not. Change happens. I've got an assignment for you. Today I just want you to bow your head and say, God, help me trust you. Look, I know today's a busy kind of a holiday day, but just take a moment and say, God, help me trust you. God bless. Talk to you on Wednesday. Okay, I know this recording is going out on Labor Day, so it's kind of just an easy one on change. Lots of people will be getting too much sun and maybe too much beer, who knows, listening to the radio, so I want to give them something to think about. Let me remind you that one of the ways we really show the power of Christ in our life is how we handle change, how we are able to go through difficulties, and what people see in us is our response to those changes. Sometimes change is unjust. Sometimes, honestly, it's unfair and undeserving, but it doesn't matter because it's our chance to show Christ. Life this side of the grave will always be filled with brokenness and misguided people, and sometimes our own mouth can make a mess. But let people see in you that you can handle change well. God bless.